Hello, 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 and welcome to the Spiritual Growth Forum. My name is Charisse. I'm your host, and I am here with Crystal, who is so very patient with me as I run into all kinds of misalignment problems, which is the completely serendipitous for the purpose of today's talk. So thank you, Crystal, for being very, very patient with us. Thank you, audience, for being patient with us. And I'm actually very, very much looking forward to this conversation. So I will leave you to it. Have a fantastic time.
Thank you. All right. So we'll try this again. Hi, everyone. My name is Crystal. And I wanted to spend a little bit of time today talking about harnessing the power of mindfulness for the law of attraction. And so, working with a lot of my clients, some of the things that I hear from them is that they're trying to work on their goals and they're not really able to manifest the way that they're hoping that the end result will be. And there are a few things that I have seen that my clients are doing that is keeping them from being able to get to where they want to go. Number one is they don't really have a good end goal, like a target. So a ship or a car that's driving somewhere. So say you want to drive from New York to California. Now, you know that you can drive from one end of the country to the other, but if you don't put coordinates in the GPS, you're just going to be driving randomly. And, what could be a 36-hour drive could take you 60 plus hours with going the wrong way, doing the old Bugs Bunny. I took the wrong turn at Albuquerque. So, using mindfulness and being in alignment with your goals is very, very important. So having a very, very clear destination for where you would like to end up. That is the number one thing. So a lot of times we have a tendency to think we want to end up in California, and our brain says, yes, we really want to be in California. This is really where we want to go. But our heart says, no, California sounds really cool, but I really think we might like New Mexico better. So now you have a disconnect. And so your brain says one thing, your heart says another thing, and now you're out of alignment. But you don't really know that you're out of alignment. And this is what you are doing to keep yourself from reaching your goals and from manifesting whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. You are thinking about one thing, and then you're throwing in all this other stuff. And then, how am I going to do this? Where is this going to come from? Who's going to help me? Now you're adding all these roadblocks. So now your clear destination from New York to California, you now have construction, right? And so now you have a detour that's going to take you over here. Maybe, instead of going around the Great Lakes, you end up going down through like Kentucky and Tennessee and going over, and that just adds time. So these are the things that keep you from manifesting. The biggest one that I see, and I know I'm probably going to get a lot of crap from people about this, but it's toxic positivity. There's no way in hell you can be happy and positive all the time. It's just not possible. And the funny thing is, I do a lot of oracle cards, and I pulled a card today from Kyle Gray's Raise Your Vibration Oracle deck. And the card that I got today is, it's okay to feel what you feel. And I'm just going to read this to you because this is awesome, and it's so perfect, and it's so in alignment with what I meant to share with you today. So it's okay to feel what you need to feel. There's a lot of information out there that feeling a certain way can manifest blockages in life. But it's important for us to remember we're having a human experience. When we deny how we truly feel, we cast those emotions into our shadow space, and they still affect us. But as we aren't conscious of them, they can create more trouble than we bargained for. today, the universe is encouraging you to know that it's okay to feel whatever you need to feel. The only way to overcome feelings is by feeling them. So don't beat yourself up for feeling a certain way. Instead, treat yourself kindly by finding a safe space to honestly express it. Let it rise to the surface and be released. Then you can begin again, taking action steps to move toward how you want to feel, knowing that the universe will send support along the way. So I just thought that was kind of interesting because our feelings and our emotions get in the way of us getting to where we want to be. Again, we use these, what Mike Dooley calls the cursed hows. We start to question everything. We start to second guess everything. When things aren't working out the way that we want them to, we start beating ourselves up. We start berating ourselves. And then we go, wait, no, I got to be positive. I got to think positive. I have to, be happy and be grateful and just focus on the good stuff, when you're really neglecting the part of yourself that's saying, hey, I'm here, pay attention to me. I really need you to know that I don't really want to go to California. I really want to go to New Mexico. And your brain is like, we got to go to California. We got to go to California. And so using mindfulness to pay attention to these feelings and to pay attention to these thoughts that are coming up, they can help you stay in alignment. And maybe your target needs to shift. Maybe you need to sit and have some time with yourself and say, is this really what I want to do? Is this really where I want to go? And, shifting the needle a little bit and say, okay, well, maybe today I don't want to go from New York to California. Maybe today I just want to go from New York to Pennsylvania, and see where that gets you. So then you're just going a little bit and working just a little bit towards your goal, and taking an evaluation. Once you get to Pennsylvania, stop and take a look at the map and say, okay, well, I've made it from New York to Pennsylvania. These are what has come up on my way there: the construction, the issues, the thoughts, the desires, the feelings, and really feeling into where those thoughts and feelings are taking you. Because a lot of times we have a tendency to truly just ignore our intuition or our higher self, or whatever you want to call it, the universe, source, telling us like, hey, this really isn't something that you should be doing. So, I kind of look at it like, we're so focused on this door, like this one door right here. We're so focused on it because this is what we want. And so I'm like pounding on this door because this door is closed, and behind me, this other door is opening. And I can't see this other door opening because I'm so focused over here. So you really kind of have to pay attention to everything that's going around you. And that's where mindfulness comes in. So mindfulness is the key to keeping yourself in alignment, to constantly making these little adjustments. So, if a ship sets sail from Tokyo and it's going from Tokyo to California, and a storm comes through, so you've got winds, you've got waves, maybe there's other commercial traffic, maybe there's, other like sailing vessels out there that they need to go around. So what the captain of that ship is going to constantly be making minor adjustments to stay on course. And that's what you need to do. You need to really constantly pay attention and say, okay, I'm doing this, but it's not working. Maybe I need to take a step back, reevaluate, readjust, and move forward. And again, the second part is changing beliefs by changing thoughts, words, and actions. So again, you may believe that you want to go to California, but maybe you stop when you're in Pennsylvania and you take an evaluation and say, okay, maybe instead of going to California, maybe now my new goal is to go to Michigan and spend the summer on the water, because I've heard the Great Lakes are amazing. I live in Michigan. The Great Lakes are amazing. I can attest to that. If you ever get a chance to go, if you're not from here, you should definitely come. It's awesome. All year round, winter is great. Don't let anybody tell you the snow is really bad. But anyway, so changing your beliefs and instead of saying like forcing this thing that really isn't what you're meant to do or where you're not meant to go, instead of forcing that, just shifting the belief that I need to go to California and changing that I need to go to Michigan, or I need to go to Chicago, or I need to go to Tennessee, or I need to go to Florida, wherever it is. And then having that be your new destination. And then changing your thoughts, words, and actions so that those are in alignment with your end goal. So if you want to go to Michigan now from Pennsylvania, your thoughts are going to be, I need to get to Michigan. I need to make sure that I have enough fuel. I have enough, snacks. I have podcasts or whatever downloaded. So, aligning your thoughts with that destination, aligning your words with that destination. So, instead of California and Disneyland and, Los Angeles or, wherever in California you were going to go, you say Great Lakes and Detroit and, the Lions, who came so close to winning the Super Bowl this year, and go see the Mackinac Bridge and the Upper Peninsula, which is just as much vast wilderness as Alaska, but not as scary. So, working towards that instead of California and all of these other things. And then the actions. So you need to take action in order to move forward on your goal. So if you say, I want to go from Michigan to California, but you sit on your couch and you don't put gas in your car, you don't look at maps, you don't go to the store and buy snacks, you aren't actually telling the universe this is something that you truly want to do. So there's the alignment problem, right? You say in your head, I want to go to Michigan, but your actions are saying, I just want to stay here and be comfortable because it's a big, scary world out there. And I might run into construction and there might be bad storms. And I might go to Michigan and there's, somebody saying that there's like an alligator in this one lake. So maybe there might be an alligator there and I don't want to go and see this alligator because it's scary. So there you have a misalignment. And so now you have these ideas in your head and your actions don't align with where you're truly wanting to go or where you think you want to go. So now you're not going to go anywhere because the universe is like, well, I don't know if you want to go to Michigan or if you want to stay on your couch and just watch Netflix. Like, you kind of need to help me out here. And so in order to build momentum and actually move forward towards your goals, you have to take the steps that are in alignment with where you want to go. In mindfulness, constantly paying attention and being present instead of going off and wool gathering and, being in la la land thinking about all of the things that you don't want, instead of working towards the things that you do want, that will help keep you in alignment with your role and helping you move forward so that you can actually get to where you want to be. So the third is emotions, feedback, limitations, and blocks. Now, I kind of touched a little bit about limitations and blocks when I was talking about the door, right? So that is a severe limitation, and that is something that is going to truly block any blessings that are coming for you because you're so focused on something that is not intended for you or that may not be intended for you at this time. You're missing all of the wonderful things that are around you. And your emotions and your feelings really play a huge part in this. So if you aren't really excited about, taking a trip to somewhere, or you're not excited about finding a new job, or you're not really excited about starting this new business, then you're not in alignment with your goals. And so again, the universe says, wait a minute here, I'm getting this thing here and I'm getting this thing here, and I don't know which one you want. So I can't really figure it out. So I'm not really going to give you anything, or I'm going to give you something, but it's definitely not going to be what you want. But it's just going to be something because I got to do something because nature abhors a vacuum. And so something has to happen, right? It may not be what you want. It may not be what you don't want, but you have to pay attention to what it is that you're feeling and what you're thinking and how you're acting, and make sure that they're constantly in alignment with your goals. Mindfulness is a very difficult practice, and it is a practice, and it's not something that you're ever going to master. It's just not. You have to continually practice it. You have to, and I'm not saying you have to think about every single minute of every single day, because that would just be monotonous. But, if you're driving in a car, right, and you go from point A to point B, and you get there, and I know this has happened to probably every single person that is watching this live stream, because I know it's happened to me a million times. You just get on autopilot, you go from here to there, and then you get there and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I got here. Like, did I run a red light? Did I hit anybody? Did I speed? Was I doing anything crazy? You weren't, because your brain and your body know, and there's enough cognizant awareness to pay attention to making sure that you're staying a safe distance away from the car in front of you, making sure that you're stopping at lights. But you're just on autopilot. And so that happens so much to us during the day. We have all of these routines that we do all day long, every single day, from the time we wake up, the habits that we do in the mornings, how we get dressed, how we take a shower, how we wash our hair, how we brush our teeth, how we make our food. Everything is habit, right? And every single day we perform these, and there's tons of things that you do all day long, every single day, that you don't even realize that you're doing. We have so many unconscious habits that we just perform because it's something that we do every single day. And so making sure that you're being aware of the things that you're doing. And honestly, if you want to try and bring more awareness to what you're doing, what you're thinking, and how you're feeling, try doing something different. Sleep on the other side of the bed. Drink coffee, brush your teeth, whatever, with the wrong hand, because I can tell you right now, I'm right-handed. If I try brushing my teeth with my left hand, it's going to be a mess. But you're definitely going to be paying attention, because you're probably not going to want, I use an electric toothbrush, and that stuff like flings soap everywhere, or like toothpaste everywhere. If I even open my mouth a little bit, like the whole mirror gets covered in it. So I would really have to pay attention to make sure that I am getting all the teeth that I need to get. And then, that I'm not making a big mess in my bathroom, because that would just be one extra thing I'd have to do that I don't want to have to do. So being mindful of your goals, like, this is something that I want to do. This is somewhere I want to go. This is somewhere I want to be. And making sure that all of the things that you're doing are in alignment. And you have to do that multiple times a day, every single day. Maybe you keep a journal and you say, okay, well, today I'm going to pay attention to this, and I'm going to write down every time I think I don't deserve that, I don't want that, that's not for me, who do I think I am that I deserve that? Because this is all stuff that we all get in our heads. All of the shiny object things, like the squirrel moments that distract us from our goals. And this is how mindfulness can help you to stay in alignment, because if you can keep track of all of the things that are taking you off your target or off of your goal, and every time those things come up, then you can be mindful about it, and you can say, okay, yesterday I got derailed by a Facebook rabbit hole, a YouTube rabbit hole, Instagram rabbit hole. And I'll tell you what, like, these things are the biggest time suck in the world. You just get on there, and before you know it, hours have gone by, and you're just mindlessly scrolling, not even paying attention to what you're doing, not paying attention to how much time you're spending. And these can really derail you from reaching your goals when you want to get to them. So paying attention to how you feel, what the feelings are making you feel about your goals. And then, feedback, right? Ask yourself all the time, because a lot of times we don't ask ourselves how we really feel. We wake up, we don't say, did I get enough sleep? We eat, we don't say, did I really enjoy that? Or, was that really good? Or did I get enough? So we just do things, and then we keep going. And then we do more things and then we keep going. So if we stop and take, little bit of feedback, ask ourselves like, hey, did you really enjoy doing that? And if the answer is no, then maybe try and see if you can figure out a way to get rid of it so that you don't have to do it anymore. My big thing is like some work. Like, did I really like doing that? Do I like going and pulling weeds in my yard? I'm sure if I really asked my legs and my back, they would say no. But my hands and my heart really love it. So there's also a give and take. I enjoy being out and digging in the soil, but I'm getting to the point in my life where, being on my hands and knees for hours weeding is really just not as much fun, I guess, as it used to be. Not that it was really fun, but it helped me to stay focused. It was a mindfulness practice that I used, kind of like a meditation. So really paying attention to all of that and just making these micro alignments and micro adjustments to keep you on task and on target. And the last one is, again, taking action, right? If you don't take action, the universe takes that as a sign from you that you truly are not interested or invested in achieving your goal or target. And it can be a little teeny tiny action. And one of the greatest things I ever heard was I was watching an Esther Hicks talk. And Esther was talking about how she was trying to figure out something one day, because she was trying to do something and she realized just the enormity of all of the things that needed to be accomplished for this thing to happen. And it became very overwhelming. And a lot of us, we're business people, we're trying to get ourselves out there and put our products and our programs out into the world and truly help people. But it can seem extremely overwhelming because there's so much to do. And so what she got from Abraham was, she was in a restaurant and Abraham said, take your placemat, it was a paper placemat, and turn it over and draw a line. And she said, what I was told was on the one side to write down the things that I can do right now. What can I do right now? I can get on a talk and, start talking to some people about this program that I'm intending to put out there. I can, start working on maybe a website. Maybe I can start building, creating email things to send out, building emails, just going and signing up for an email service. And then in the other column, write all of the other things, all of the big things that are just completely overwhelming when you think about it. Building a website, getting the sales page set up, writing copy, all the delivery. And when you write down all the little things, it can be extremely overwhelming. And now what Abraham told her was to just go on the side where she just wrote like one or two things that were very simple and the things that she could take action on right now. Abraham told her, you go and you take action on those things and you leave the rest to me. And she said, so I did. And I went and I did those things and everything else just fell into place. The people that she needed to talk to help her to build the things that she needed that she couldn't figure out how to, just showed up in her life. And that is how the law of attraction and manifestation works. If you are in alignment with your goal, you are taking action, you are paying attention to your thoughts and your feelings, everything will work out. Everything will work out. But you have to have faith, you have to know where you want to go, and you have to really, truly pay attention. So you have to really work towards what it is that you want, because it's not just going to show up for you. And a lot of us have a tendency to say, okay, well, I want to do this. but we don't really take consistent action. And then we give up because, well, I did the one thing and, nobody signed up for my thing. Nobody came to my talk. Nobody did whatever. I realized after I signed up for this time slot that it was during a void of course moon. I am like a moon phase person. And I was like, great, nobody's going to come. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And I came and there were technical difficulties and I could have said, to hell with it, I'm leaving. But I didn't. I stuck with it because I have a new program that I'm working on that I'm trying to get out in the world and I am taking action. This is my action. When I'm done with this, I'm going to continue to work on it. And then all of the things that are meant to come are going to come. So you have to take action. You have to know where you're going. You have to do these minor micro alignments and take consistent action. Pay attention to your feelings and make sure that everything that you want is in alignment with what you're doing. I mean, have you ever had a conversation with somebody or seen somebody on TV or even just know somebody that what they say is not what they do? And I always I tell my mother-in-law this all the time because she is definitely one of these people. She pretends to be this, nice, fancy person who does all this stuff or whatever. And, she's like super awesome and super nice. And then she says something to me and I always tell her, like, what you do screams so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying. So she'll say, oh, I want to be better for the environment. But then she doesn't recycle anything. She throws everything away. She doesn't pay attention. She just, she doesn't really pay attention. And it's not that, through any fault of her own. I think she really, truly just doesn't understand how to be a better steward of the earth. But she also has not made the effort to try and learn how to be a better steward of the earth. So don't be one of these people where, your actions don't speak louder than your words. You want to make sure that your actions are in alignment with everything that you're saying, everything that you're thinking, and everything that you want to accomplish. So that was pretty much all that I wanted to share with everybody today. Don't get stuck in the toxic positivity rut. Don't let your mind beat you up. Stop shoulding all over yourself because we do that. We spend a lot of time. I should have done this. I should have done that. I shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. Like it's done and over with. There's nothing you can do to change it. Let it go. Like you can't. It's just you just have to let it go. And tomorrow is another day. And try as hard as you can to make the day, better. Try to do everything that you can to stay in alignment with your goals. Set a goal, very clear, actionable goal, and work towards making that dream come true because I know it can. I know it can. So I hope that all of you wonderful people become amazing manifestors. I know you all have the ability and that you have the capability. You just have to work on it. It is not something that just happens. Some people are really lucky, but most people, they have to work, just pay attention and really work towards whatever it is that you want to, and you will achieve it. So until I see you guys again, I hope you guys all have a blessed day.